death is the enemy, the first enemy and the last. The enemy always wins, but we still need to fight him. So, do you want to know what happened in the Game of Thrones Season 7 Episode 6 Beyond the Wall? Watch the video till the end. Hey guys, this is Ron and welcome to our channel Ron Speaks. And yes, Game of Thrones Season 7 Episode 6 Beyond the Wall is on. And the episode was really long with a lot of interesting sequences. So do you want to know what happened in the episode? Let's go into the review. The episode 6 Beyond the Wall started with the Magnificent Seven, Jon Snow, Jorah, Mormont, Hound, Gendry and the Brotherhood marching into the Ice Plains to catch a White Walker. The scenes where the conversation happened between these 7 people are well shot and are quite funny too. In this episode we see Jon Snow offering his sword to Jorah as it was his father's, but he refused to take it and he says, "May it serve you well and your sons after." The subplot between Arya and Sansa is getting more and more ridiculous by episode. In this episode we see Arya blaming Sansa for the letter and we need to see what will Arya do with this letter in the coming episodes. The scene with dead White Walker bear was excellently shot. In this episode we see Jon Snow and company fighting the dead White Walker bear and in result we see Thoros getting hurt badly and it leads to his death finally. In other parts of the episode we see Daenerys discussing with Tyrion about Jon Snow and Tyrion cleverly pulls her leg. We see they discussing about the plan they are going with Cersei and what will be going to happen next. In the next scene we see Jon and company seeing a small group of White Walkers with a leader and they try to catch one of the White Walker. So finally Jon and company catches a White Walker after Jon killing their leader and other White Walkers falling with him. So if you kill the leader who turned them, the others are dead too. From here the episode gets interesting. Jon Snow sends Gendry to Eastwatch to send a raven to Daenerys to know what happened here. After that we see a large army of White Walkers approaching them and Jon and company running for their lives. They are saved by a frozen lake for a time being and they wait for Daenerys to save them. In the next scene we see Gendry reaches the wall and a raven has been sent to Dragonstone. Daenerys, after receiving the raven, she starts to Eastwatch with all her 3 dragons to save Jon and others despite of Tyrion's unacceptance. In the next scene where all the action starts, we see the army of White Walkers marching on the 7 and Jon and others are fighting bravely to save their lives. Just when things get bad, Daenerys saves the day and this scene was the best scene of the episode. In the climax of the episode, we see one of the Daenerys dragon is shot dead by Night King. After this, Jon Snow gets drowned while fighting with the White Walkers and Daenerys and others fly away with the dragon to save their lives and the dragons too. In the next scene, we see as usually Jon survives and he is saved by Uncle Benjen by sacrificing his life. What a great end to the character. In the next scene, Jon reaches to the Eastwatch, he is treated and a romantic scene happens between Daenerys and Jon Snow. So finally, Daenerys Targaryen teams up with Jon Snow to fight White Walkers and kill Night King. Jon calling Daenerys as Dany was really a pleasant scene and we need to see what will happen between these 2 characters in the coming episode. In the next scene we see Sansa discovering the faces of Arya and a conversation between them about it. And we need to see where this subplot between Arya and Sansa is going to end and how it will end. In the last scene of this episode Beyond the Wall, we see Night King turning the dragon into their kind is really a fearful scene. And now they have a dragon too. Now the Night King is really powerful with the army of White Walkers and a dragon. We need to see what will be going to happen in the final episode of Game of Thrones Season 7. So finally a great episode with lot of plots, subplots, twists and turns. This episode was really long. It was around 1 hour 12 minutes. It was like a small English movie. Many scenes and plots in a single episode are confusing at times. This episode of Game of Thrones Season 7 has great CGI, best action scenes and lot of plot developments. So really excited to see what will happen in the final episode of Game of Thrones Season 7 and how the season will end. So guys, this was my review and response to the Game of Thrones Season 7 Episode 6 Beyond the Wall. If you like my review, please like, comment and share the video. And please don't forget to subscribe the channel Ron Speaks for more reviews like this. Please support me by subscribing the channel Ron Speaks so I can produce more and more videos like this. As always, thank you guys. Love you all. This is Ron signing off. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.